Hello, it's me, James Henry, coming to you live today on this Tuesday in the Christian year, what is Holy Week, as we're leading up towards Good Friday and of course Easter this coming Sunday. This past Sunday, I talked a little bit about judgment, and I have some thoughts about what might underlie some of our challenges with judgment. But I always like to begin by reminding you something that I consider to be very important, and that is that you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved just because of who you are, that you were made to be you, and that the you were made to be is a gift, not only to you, but to us and to all that is. Now, when I think about judgment, I wonder sometimes where that comes from. Why do I feel the need to judge another? I talked a little bit on Sunday about how oftentimes comparison and judgment are all about trying to put myself a little bit higher by putting someone else a little bit lower. But I think underlying all of that is that you don't believe that thing I say. I don't believe that thing I say every time I do one of these broadcasts, which is to say that you are infinitely precious and that you are unconditionally loved and that you as you are is a gift. Because if you believed those things, you wouldn't believe that your preciousness is finite, is limited. You wouldn't believe that God's love for you and all the love for you is based on certain conditions. And you wouldn't believe that you're a gift because you fit someone else's picture of who you're supposed to be. And the same would be true of me about all those statements. Because we believe that there is a limited amount of preciousness, that there is a limited amount and very conditional amount of love to go around, and that I'm only as gifted as everyone else thinks I am, leads to all these comparisons and judgments. We come to believe that because I'm finitely precious, there's a limit to that preciousness, that I have to try to grab as much preciousness as I possibly can. I have to try to grab as much morality because it's under those conditions that God will love me. And so we believe in that conditional idea, that limited preciousness, when in fact it's totally untrue. But if there's only a limited amount to go around, if I believe that, if I think that, and I think many of us do, if I think that, then I'm always vying for, comparing myself with, in competition with others for the limited amount of the preciousness and the conditions under which I would be loved, and an understanding of myself as a gift only in as much as everyone else thinks I am, or as I present myself to be. So when I sit back and I realize I'm infinitely precious, you are infinitely precious. Love for me is unconditional. It's not based on me meeting certain minimal standards. The love for me, the love for you is unconditional. And that just because I was made to be me and to hold this space in all of this great unfolding that we think of in the universe, just because of that, the space that I hold, I am a gift. You are a gift because of the space you hold. The whole idea of judging, of comparing, is to try to get up a rung on the ladder above someone else. Because if there's a limited amount of love, if there's a limited amount of preciousness, I want to be higher on the ladder. I want to be higher on the ladder. But I'm here to tell you and remind you that it's not about limited. It's not about a limited amount of love to go around. You're unconditionally loved. It's not about a limited amount of preciousness or a limited amount of giftedness. The gift is you. You are loved unconditionally. I'm loved unconditionally. I'm precious infinitely. You are precious infinitely. When I come to know that within myself, and there are moments, in those moments, I don't need to compare myself to anyone. I don't need to judge anyone else as lesser than me or greater than me. I can simply appreciate being myself in this world where I am right now, because there is enough. I am enough. There's an infinite preciousness, an unlimited, uncountable amount, and there's plenty to go around. Love is unconditional. There's nothing I have to do to get loved. I am already loved. Evidenced by the fact that I'm being able to speak to you right now, because if I stopped being loved, I would stop existing. I am unconditionally loved right in this spot. And I'm a gift, as are you. Don't forget that. When you catch yourself judging somebody, comparing somebody because your situation is not the same as theirs, remember, in that moment of comparison, in that moment of judgment, remember and say to yourself, I am infinitely precious. I am unconditionally loved. I am a gift just being me, the person I was made to be. Let those phrases be a part of your week this week as we lead in to the crucifixion, Jesus' death on the cross, as we lead into resurrection, the experience of new life that the disciples had. As we lead into that, let that be your thought this week. You are indeed infinitely precious. You are unconditionally loved. You are a gift for being you. Have a great week, and I'll look forward to seeing you the next time.